Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Books and Pringles. It's never been called that before, but you've, of course, been here before. This is the show where I talk about comic books, but I've incorporated everyone's favorite snack, Pringles, into the video. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to talk about comic books. I'm going to talk about comic books I bought, comic books that I've been reading, comic book news, if there's any. But before I do all that, I'm going to be trying and tasting and reviewing one flavor of Pringles. Maybe it's a flavor I've had before, maybe it isn't. Who knows? The reason I'm doing this is because I started to have a fascination with Pringles around the same time that I fell in love with comic books, which was during quarantine. Today, I have a very special flavor of Pringles. I went to the store to find a normal one, like sour cream and onion or cheese or something, one everyone's familiar with. I thought I'd start easy. But instead, I found limited time only Cajun fries Pringles. So they're not, how do I do this? There we go, Cajun fries Pringles. So they're not like Five Guys Cajun fries or, some other restaurant. They're just Cajun fries. And I'm probably going to bring this up a lot in this show, but because Pringles are not chips, they are crisps. They are reconstituted potato granules. So even the Pringles that taste the most like what they're supposed to taste like still all taste a little bit like potato. This time that's probably going to benefit this because this is supposed to taste like French fries with Cajun sauce on it. So let's dip in. So the odor is almost non-existent. All I smell is the potato of the Pringles. The dust is, I don't know if you can see that very well. Maybe if I put it... Nope, no matter what I do, you can't really see that well. It's not that dark, and it's also not that spread out. Wow, you really can't see that. All right, so... Oh, I also should say that I like Cajun fries. Like real Cajun fries. So here I go. That's very interesting. Okay, so I just had a second one off camera. Those are good. I will eat those for sure. The first one, it didn't really remind me of Cajun fries. I was sort of like, this is good, but does it taste Cajun? When I put another one in my mouth, I do taste what the creators of this thought maybe tasted like Cajun fries. And they are a little spicy. They're not too spicy. They're not, they're just as spicy as normal Cajun fries are. Normal Cajun fries aren't super spicy. It's not like you have 2 or 3 and you're like, oh, I gotta take a break for a sec, or I need to dip these in ranch or whatever. So they got that part right. They got the spice level right. What I'm not tasting is like, I guess what I'm saying is I've had better Cajun fries, which, duh, because it's not Cajun fries, it's a Pringle. But good job. On the flavor, I would give it an A, because it's very good. I would eat those again. And as far as matching the flavor it was supposed to match, as far as actually tasting like Cajun fries goes, I'm going to give it a B. So there you have it. For the Pringles portion of the video, I have another special limited time only flavor for October's episode. So look out for that too. In between episodes, I've gone comic book shopping twice. And I think I'm going to go over what I bought before I go over what I read. So in no particular order, I picked up DC Universe Love is a Battlefield. It is their 2021 Valentine's Day 80-pager. I have not read this, but I will. It's got, let's see. Oh, they're all named. Got it. Okay. Batman and Catwoman, Hawkman and Hawkwoman, Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, Amanda Waller and Perry White, Nightwing and Starfire, Kid Flash and Red Arrow, Sergeant Rock, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, and Jon Stewart and Fatality. Jon Stewart, of course, being the Green Lantern, not the daytime television host. So I'm looking forward to that. Not necessarily on my, list. I'm not, in a hurry to read this one, but I am excited to read it. Briefly mentioned this last time. I finally was able to track down a copy of Life is Strange, Partners in Time, Tracks. So this, if you can see right here, you definitely can't. Well, it says it right here. Right here. This is book 4. As I said last time, there's going to be 6 books. Book 5 just started. And this is book 4. I've already read this. but I have them all on paperback, and I wanted this one on paperback as well. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I went to 4 different places for this, and I finally found it. And I found it at a place that I'd already checked once. I clearly missed they were clearly came out, sold out of everywhere, and then someone happened to get some more. While I was up New Hampshire, we went comic book shopping, and I picked up this. And this was sort of one of those, like, I didn't know about this, but I have to have it. It is a Baby Metal comic book. For those of you who don't know, Baby Metal is they call themselves Kawaii Metal. What it is it's 3, I guess it's 2 now, but it's 3 small Asian girls, and they do the singing, and all the instrumentation is like metal music. Maybe I'll put an example of it right here. But this is a comic book based on them, I guess. It's called Apocrypha. It's very, like, not what you'd expect. I don't know. I think I joined a cult. I talked about this last time, but I picked up issue 2 of the Peach Momoko X-Men Demon Days run. It clearly says issue 1, but that's because it's, like, its own thing. Like, it's the second issue of this story. Oh, that made it look way better. There we go. It's the second issue of this story, and as you can see down here, that is definitely Black Widow because of the little hair clipper we got right there. So it's like a spin-off, I guess, but it's basically issue 2. I actually started. I haven't been really doing this in general, but recently, this past season, I've been reading comics like as they've been coming out. So I've been reading Stephanie Phillips' Harley Quinn, I've been reading Teen Titans Academy, Mariko Tamaki's Crush and Lobo, and I've been reading the Crime Syndicate 6-parter, and Infinite Frontier just started. So I picked up some variants of those. This is a variant of issue 1 of the Stephanie Phillips Harley Quinn run. It was drawn by Yoshitaka Amano. And this was very expensive. These are usually $5. This one was $10. The woman at the counter actually was like, this is a $10 variant. Are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, because I really wanted it. So for those of you who don't know, a variant is just the cover. It's the same exact issue. This is issue 1. So all the pages are the same. All the inside's the same. It's just the cover that is different. This is Harley Quinn issue 4. It is the DC Pride cover. A bunch of series housing LGBT and non-LGBT characters. Got a bunch of Pride Month variants, and this is a really cute Harley Quinn Poison Ivy one for Harley Quinn issue 4. Speaking of Crush and Lobo, even though I've been reading it digitally, I did pick up issue 1, and I picked up the DC Pride variant cover of issue 1. Crush is Lobo's daughter, and that's Lobo right there, if you don't know, right there. This is Crush's girlfriend, and the oh hey, Rick and Morty. I got Rick and Morty on the back. The plot of Crush and Lobo 1 is that they break up, which is not, it's kind of sad, but it's it seems like it's only gonna be 8 issues, so it seems like the whole thing is gonna be revolving around not only Crush and Lobo getting to know each other better, but the two. I forget the girlfriend's name, but Crush and the girlfriend getting back together. This is technically a spin-off of Titans Academy, even though Crush appeared maybe twice. All the issues are like, just having ditched Titans Academy, comes Crush and Lobo. But all the comic books I mentioned, I've been really liking. Crime Syndicate's only going to be 6 issues, but I've been really liking it a lot. Harley Quinn's just getting better and better, and so is Titans Academy. Titans Academy still... And I know I didn't expect it yet either, but they just still haven't revealed who Red X is. If you're unfamiliar, in the Cartoon Network Teen Titans TV show from the 2000s, there was a character called Red X. He was a recurring villain, and you find out that it's Robin, the leader of the Teen Titans, and he has been secretly working for the bad guy behind the scenes. In this book, that's already happened. Robin is now Nightwing. Robin was Red X, but he no longer is. Now there's a new Red X. No one knows who it is. Clearly, they're leading up to some big reveal. I don't think it's coming soon. I just want it to come soon. So this last one's kind of really special to me. When I was a kid, my dad had a stack of comic books that he just let me have. And I misunderstood the importance of these comic books. I thought that there was like his personal collection that he had from when he was a kid that he really liked. And he was like finally giving them to me or whatever. Turns out they were just a stack of random comic books that he got from a yard sale once. Probably the day that he gave them to me. And I read some of them, not most of them. Like I said, even though I have a big stack of comic books in my room and have since I was a kid, I've never really been a big fan of comics. But the one series I do remember reading from that big stack was called The Final Night. It was a 4-issue about this enemy called the Sun Eater. They come and they eat the sun, and you have to. The whole comic is about what happens to Earth and the Justice League when the sun goes out. Spoiler alert, if there's no sun, there's no more Superman powers. But the thing about this series is that I only had the first 3 issues of a 4-issue series, so I never got to read issue 4. I thought about this randomly one day. I'm browsing the app. I find them all. I download them. They were only $1, so it was only $4. So now I own them digitally. I'm like, okay, I'm going to read them eventually. Then, literally, like that month, yeah, this literally happened in like June or May. DC, for the first time ever, released a trade paperback of The Final Night. This is all 4 issues plus 1 issue of Parallax Emerald Knight and 1 issue of Green Lantern 81 that tie in with this. And there's also there's a preview, a Final Night preview that I never got to read back in the day, which actually gives some interesting context. Didn't know that this story was narrated by Starfire. And you find that out from the preview because what's happening to Earth happened to her planet first. So I've started reading this. Hilariously enough, at the time of recording this video, I have not gotten to issue 4 yet. So I still have not read the issue that I've been missing out on this whole time. But it's just so weird. This came out in November of 1996, and they didn't make a trade paperback until like May of 2021, which happened to be like a week or 2 after I was like, hey, I just remembered about Final Night. I should see if they have it on the app. It's just crazy to me. It's just one of those things where you like didn't know about a word and then you hear about it and then you learn what it means and then you hear that word 50 times in 1 week. A couple things that I've been reading. TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. Issue 3 is finally out. Last Ronin is going to be 5 issues. It's taking forever to release. But issue 3 was my favorite one yet. It reveals how The Last Ronin, if you don't know, is there's one Ninja Turtle who's left. All the rest have died. They don't tell you which one, except they totally do at the end of issue 1. And I'm going to spoil issue 3 right now. So skip ahead a full minute if you don't want spoilers. As revealed in issue 1, the final Ninja Turtle is Michelangelo. And issue 3 reveals how Leonardo died. And it was so interesting and so cool. So, at this point, Raph is already dead. Raphael has died. And the Resistance, the leader of the city that they're in, is the daughter of Shredder. And the Resistance is April O'Neil, Casey Jones, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Splinter, and a little robot buddy that I have a feeling is from the show, but I don't remember him. And basically, they go on a mission. Everyone I mentioned except Splinter goes on a mission, and they are up against Baxter Stockman, the guy who turns himself into a big bug. So Baxter Stockman wants the robot buddy that they have, but they are basically trying to defend this robot buddy, and there's this moment where Baxter Stockman releases like literally tens of thousands of drones. April, Michelangelo, and Donatello book it. The robot stays behind. Casey and Leonardo start fighting all the drones. They're kicking ass. And then the robot says something along the lines of like, I'd rather die than you hurt my friends or something like that. And because he said that, Baxter Stockman detonated all of the drones. So every single one of those drones exploded, taking out like an entire city block. Kills Casey Jones. Kills Leonardo. April O'Neil, who is currently on the run away from this, gets hit by the blast. She wakes up months later in a hospital. She's missing an arm, and she's missing a leg. They've been replaced with robot parts. And she is pregnant with Casey's daughter. Cut to the future timeline, and Casey's daughter is the leader of the current resistance against the current leader of this city, who is the grandson of Shredder. And the daughter's name is Casey Jones. I thought that was very cool. I wanted to share it with everybody. Thank you for indulging me. Last, but definitely not least, I read a comic that a lot of people were talking about, and took me by surprise. The fact that I even read it, on any other day I wouldn't have, but I was on Twitter, and Nando V Movies, the YouTube channel, I was looking at his tweets, and he was talking about how good it was, and the whole thread was talking about, like, yeah, it's super good, it's so surprisingly good, you gotta read it. So I did. It's called BatmanFortnite 0 Point. We're talking about Fortnite, the video game. I don't play Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite. I know nothing about Fortnite. But I know Batman. And what I know about Batman is that Batman has like 9 crossovers a year, and they're very ignorable because of how frequent they are. And the addition of the word Fortnite did not make this one any more desirable. But it was recommended to me by many people, and I read it, and it was just as good as people said it was. Here's the plot of Batman Fortnite crossover. Batman is trapped on Fortnite Island, which is actually what it's called apparently, and all he has to do is win a game of Fortnite. But he does not know that because he cannot talk, he does not remember who he is, and every 22 minutes when a new match starts, his memory gets reset. Catwoman is also there. She can also not talk. It's so good. I don't want to give away anything else. The final couple pages are really something to behold. It's only 6 issues. It's all done now. I liked it so much that I looked up the writer, and turns out that the person who wrote this also wrote Spider-Verse and Spider-Geddon, so I'm even more excited to eventually read those now. And because of all the weird copyright licensing brand deals that Fortnite has with all the crazy characters in its game, in issue 3, Batman spends pretty much all of issue 3 fighting Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. I can only assume to promote the new Snake Eyes movie. So that was like way cooler than it had any right to be. And that could be said about the whole comic. The whole comic was way better than it had any right to be. It was a licensed Fortnite comic, and it was a crossover with Batman. There's no reason why I should have read this. And I wasn't going to read this. I've known about this whole time, and I've been ignoring it because it has the word Fortnite in it. But it was so good. You don't have to know anything about Fortnite to enjoy it, I promise. I can tell you from experience. I read the whole damn thing. But it is well worth your time. If you are a fan of comic books, you should read Batman Fortnite. It was really good. So one last thing before I close out. Not technically a comic book, but something about comic books. So while I was up New Hampshire recently, we went to a couple different places that had comic books and toys and video games and stuff like that. And I found Kingdom Come action figures. As you know, Kingdom Come is my favorite comic book of all time. Nothing's beaten it yet. And I knew about the action figures. I don't want to start like collecting them. Like I don't want a whole set. But there was one I was interested in particular, and that was the Flash. And I found him because in Kingdom Come, the Flash is stylized as like a blur of color. So I was just fascinated by how they would make him into a action figure. So there he is. He's basically just a hat and a red glow body. And this one I, of course, already knew about, like I said. And that's fine and all. But then, sitting on the shelf with that one, we've got everyone's favorite main character and mine. We've got Norman. Fucking Norman showed up, bros. We got Norman and Spectre. This is the only 2-pack in this whole set that I found. And it's the obvious choice for a 2-pack because Norman and Spectre are never not seen with each other. If you haven't read Kingdom Come, this is an ordinary guy who like sort of gets superpowers, but he needs Spectre's help. And Spectre's essentially the narrator, and they go on like a trip and they are like viewing all the events that we're viewing, but we're viewing them through the eyes of Norman, who is viewing them from like a third-party view. So he's there in the scenes, but no one can see him. So I thought that was just so very cool, and I picked it up without question. Because I was just like, I don't even know where I'm going to put this. I have no interest in getting any of the other ones from this set, but I must have this one. And that'll do it for me. So next time we talk, it'll be October. I'll have a super special, very cool, very excited to crack them open flavor of Pringles. October is my birthday month, so maybe I'll delay the episode, see if I get any comics for my birthday. Yeah, that'll be me. If you like comic books, tell me what you thought of BatmanFortnite in the comments. Tell me what your favorite comic book is in the comments. Mine is Kingdom Come because it's really great. Close second is Harleen. And until next time, I've been Thunder, one half of video YouTube team Thunder and Lightning, and this is the Thunder and Lightning gaming channel, and you're about to see an end card and with some instructions on how to, like and, follow us on Twitch and all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening and watching, and if you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe.
Our channel is daily uploads from podcasts to video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to find us on Twitch and Patreon.
Our theme song is Sunny Day by Froggy and the Friendship, and our Let's Play intro is Sunny Bit by the same band.
Link to all these in the description below. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.